Section 19. Developing the project strategy. The marketing of clinical trial results is a major endeavour, a project with a beginning and an end, with objectives and stakeholders. Use the ideas in this section to help you steer the project successfully through the various phases of its life. Manage the project phases. You need to carefully manage the 5 project phases. Start. You receive an assignment from your boss. Shape. You reframe the assignment so that it suits both the market and your needs. Plan. You and the core team lay the groundwork in the submarine phase. Implement. Your organisation rolls out the project in the marketplace. And close. You finish the project successfully and move on. Define your own project parameters. Each assignment has a starting point, an opportunity that offers several options. Unfortunately, many people do not realise that they do have a choice. You receive an assignment from your boss. You can choose the option of following instructions exactly as they have been given to you. Do as you are told, no questions asked. Or you can dare to modify the original assignment. Most of the time, you do have a choice. Make it. Remember what the German poet Goethe said about starting. Whenever you can do or dream, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Modify the project to suit the needs. Modify the project to meet both the needs of the market as well as your own needs. Obviously, you cannot redraw the map, but you can adjust the original assignment to meet market needs as you perceive them. You can fine-tune the assignment and put a different spin on the project so you learn new things. Reshape the project so it contains a special development dimension where you can justifiably test out fresh ideas. Consider how you might change the scope of your initial project so that it will broaden your spectrum of skills. Shape the project to enable you to work in a way that is rewarding both to the company and you. Sometimes you can convert what looks initially like a mundane assignment into a fascinating project and opportunity to grow. Think about your personal image. Your projects reflect your professional identity. The kind of work you do labels you in the eyes of people with whom you work. If your projects appear dull, flat and boring, people will tend to associate these attributes with you as well. If your projects appear interesting, imaginative and innovative, this is how you will be seen. What do you want as your image? Shape your project profile. See to what extent your project can help fund your dreams and aspirations. You have a strong influence on your own work environment. Have the courage to exert that influence. Ask yourself how you can shape the project profile so that it becomes exciting, even exceptional or extraordinary. How can you transform the project into something worth bearing your signature and demonstrative of your professional performance? Take the initiative. Use the opportunity every new project brings with it. Do not feel that you always need to ask for permission. That's a recipe for failure. If you ask enough people, you will always find someone who thinks it is his or her responsibility to say no. You usually have more leeway than you think. Be courageous and make full use of it. Your path is created in the moment of action. When I started doing this, I was afraid of the question, "Who authorized you?" And nobody ever asked me that question. Stretch your comfort zones. Many of our limitations are self-imposed. Think outside the box. Stretch your comfort zones. You do have some freedom of choice. Unfold the possibilities, exploit the space. It's usually there. Accept assignments that force you to stretch yourself. Assume new responsibilities and take calculated risks. Take charge. Try new things. If you stay at the same cozy place for long, it might seem comfortable for everyone. You will, however, stagnate. Put yourself at ease doing exciting new things you have never done before. Take the initiative. Find out if you should change the direction of your current journey with the project. Be willing to choose situations that challenge you. Plan the submarine phase. In the early stages of a project, your team's conceptual activities are pretty much invisible. Remain discreet and do not distribute detailed minutes to people outside your core team. Before you go public, Only the core team has access to the wealth of raw results and the various drafts you discuss and test. You need time to figure out the communication concept, story, script, and planned activities without interference. Keep your bosses informed, but only of major developments. Identify the crew. The team on board during the submarine phase of the project usually includes people from the following functions: marketing, market research, internal marketing services, medical team or clinical development team, and optionally project coordinators and consultants. The total number of people in this core team will be between 4 and 7. Manage confidentiality. Make use of confidential brainstorming sessions where creative ideas for developing the story or script can flourish. Preliminary versions and concepts are just that, and only the core team members should have access to them. Add a strong dose of curiosity. Unleash a team debate by asking questions such as, "What if?" and "Why not?" At this stage, accept controversy, fluidity, and fuzziness. Be sure to explain personally to everyone in your core team that absolute confidentiality is essential. Beware other people in the organisation who show too much interest in your work. Be tight-lipped and resist the temptation to release raw concepts and draft versions. Bite your tongue instead of satisfying their curiosity. It is easy for someone in the company to stamp on your seedling at this early stage of its growth. You do not yet know what your message will be and which words or images you will choose to convey that message. Protect your budding project well. Prevent leaks of information. A partly formed idea or marketing concept that leaks out may well undermine your whole project. Imagine the following situation. Your trial results showed no statistically significant difference between Examplex and the active control, which was standard treatment. The message that leaked out was, "The XYZ study is a negative trial," when you would have preferred to communicate, "Examplex matches the best products in the marketplace." Obviously, these two messages create very different perceptions. Do everything to prevent the leakage of draft messages. Keep the process going forward. Prepare a preliminary version of your marketing concept. During your confidential brainstorming sessions, you can discuss unconventional options and play with various drafts. In this protected space, you can encourage and tolerate a transient phase of creative chaos. You can improvise. Once you have a draft, work on improving it through a quick process of testing, receiving feedback, and adjusting the draft. Restart the cycle until you get it right. Learn by trial and error, continually improving the current version. Get comfortable with this iterative process of creating, destroying, and then recreating. Test your drafts. You need to initiate informal or formal market research to make sure your drafts are on target. You should test and probe every element of your package, the content, and the expression. The only way to find out if your draft really works with the customers is to ask for frank feedback from your customers. Invite constructive critique from selected customers and build their recommendations into your draft. Understand that achieving your objective of changing habits takes time. Therefore, market research will not always give you the answers you expect. Seek confidential feedback. During the pre-launch phase, you can use a number of quick and dirty tests of your draft. Discreetly ask people trusted for their confidential feedback. Discuss the draft with an expert you trust. Ask several doctors who participated in the trial program for their comments. Send the draft to several sales representatives you know well. Their critical evaluations will help you to revise and upgrade your draft versions. Be a silent witness to focus groups. Often there is no need for commissioning expensive, detailed market research studies. However, you may consider 1 or 2 focus groups. The composition of doctors in your group should reflect your target groups. Ask your market research department or an agency to prepare and set up these events. You need an experienced interviewer to detect what doctors really think, as they are unlikely to admit all their thoughts and wishes openly. They may also be tempted to tell you what they think you want to hear. You can take part in these groups as a silent witness. My own experience was enlightening. The focus group tore some of the favourite elements of my communication concept to pieces. I was grateful because the group helped reveal latent competitive advantages and gave me specific suggestions on how to improve my drafts. Beware the 3 reasons for not testing. Do not use untested material. You will not know if you are on target. Testing is a routine procedure in the fast-moving consumer goods industry. They take the time to ask and take the time to listen. Make it your routine too. During my consultancy work, I came across 3 common reasons why marketers did not test their drafts. I didn't think of it. I didn't have the time. Or I didn't have the money. Avoid these traps and please think of it, take the time, and spend the money. Look at your company culture. Some company cultures do not encourage testing. Indicative of such a risk-averse culture are admonishments such as, do it right the first time, do a perfect job, no mistakes allowed. These statements do have their justification in production and quality control, but stifle new approaches to marketing. Only a test and adjust, or a try and learn attitude in a blame-free company culture will encourage people to find innovative solutions to problems. Move to the flagship phase. You can move from the submarine phase to the flagship phase once you have developed a persuasive package with a compelling story. How will you know you have achieved this objective? Once the test results show that your clients feel that the words, style, layout, diagrams and images are clear and convincing. Kickstart the rollout. Organize a kickoff meeting. Make this a highly visible official event and use the opportunity to launch the campaign and highlight the objectives. Explain the promotional material and show people what's in it for them. In addition, you can collect information, for example, the contact details of all the team leaders. Why not suggest some rules? For example, let's use the expression example XABC to open the subject line of all emails. This will help us recognize and sort emails by project. Thus, this procedure will facilitate finding key information. Move into selling mode. During the implementation phase, you should be in sales mode. Hit high gear. Your motto is sell. Don't bear grudges. Skeptics who have been doubting and questioning the value of your project suddenly show interest. What do? Forgive them. Forget the past. Get over their previous resistance and welcome them to the team. Remember, on board is on board. Plan your exit strategy. Notice when the time has come to move on. Know when to quit. If you are staying for too long on the same project, you run the risk of getting stuck on your career path and of being taken for granted. Remember, the sun is appreciated because it is not shining all the time. Last impressions do count. Make sure that your exit leaves a pleasant and favourable impression. Learn the art of closing. Remember, there is a time for each and everything. The first option is for you to bring the project to a seemingly natural close, in which case it's up to you to declare when you have accomplished your mission. You have successfully reached your goals. The second option is to find and train a good successor. Hand over the project. Your responsibility ends only once you have ensured a smooth project transition. Again, you have successfully reached your goals. Celebrate your team's achievements. Once your time on the project is successfully concluded, it's time to celebrate. Loosen up and relax. It's leisure time. Organise a party and have a good time. Relish in your team's success. Learn to derive pleasure from your accomplishments and enjoy the fruits of your work. Depart with style. Thank everyone involved. Depart from the project team with style, quickly and graciously. And then move on to your next project. Resist the temptation to hang around the project. This may be a painful and difficult decision, but it's important to make the break. Be firm.